Coming up on Newsbeat, we'll show you how last week's storm left LSU in shambles.
And a world-famous rocker visits a middle school in Los Angeles.
Plus, what do the New York Stock Exchange, the housing market, and contraceptives all have in common? We'll let you know. Newsbeat starts right now.
From the Tiger TV studio in Hodges Hall, you're watching Newsbeat with Olivia Vidal and Stephen Calamusa. Weather with Alexandra Cranford. Sports with Hobie RT. And entertainment with Melissa Clark. Newsbeat, Eye on LSU.
Good afternoon and welcome to this Thursday edition of Newsbeat. I'm Olivia Vidal.
And I'm Stephen Calamusa. Thanks for joining us. The housing market and the New York Stock Exchange aren't the only sales feeling the fire of the economy.
Jasmine Haynes takes a closer look at how the economy is affecting the selling and usage of contraceptives here at LSU.
Couples are becoming more aware that the country's economic woes play a huge factor in decisions concerning sexual safety and family planning. And like the rest of the nation, LSU students also foresee changes in contraceptive usage and sales.
I guess, if anything, it would go down, just because I guess people are trying to save money anywhere possible, but I definitely don't think it would go up.
Other students predict a different outcome for birth control, Plan B, and condom sales.
I think it probably increases it. I mean, I've read places that, you can't go out to movies now, getting more expensive, dinner, stuff like that, so you just stay in and get pleasure that way.
Although in other regions of the country, abortions and contraceptive use have jumped nearly 7% since the second half of last year, that trend hasn't caught on here at LSU's Student Health Center.
According to Wellness Education Coordinator Hope McFadder, there's been no increase in pregnancy prevention inquiries.
But that doesn't mean that there isn't an increase, that just means they aren't coming here for the information.
While McFadder sees no sign of economic effects on students, she does have concerns that they may show up in the future.
The economy definitely affects birth control because if you can't afford it, the kind of thing you fall back on is just, okay, well, let's just see what happens.
But fortunately for students, contraceptive prices may decrease soon. McFadder says that under the Bush administration, drug and pharmaceutical companies lost previous incentives to discount drugs to colleges and universities. But now, those incentives have been reactivated. For Tiger TV, this is Jasmine Haynes, Eye on LSU.
Representatives from Walmart pharmacies and the Delta Women's Clinic also reported no increase in contraceptive sales or abortions, but declined to do an on-camera interview.
Future business students will have a new place to study and attend classes. The E.J. Orso College of Business has what some are calling an ambitious goal. Their planned groundbreaking and education environment will take a lot of financial support. The financial backing for construction consists of $30 million in state funding combined with $30 million of private funding. This state-of-the-art business education complex is largely supported by the Forever LSU campaign and the national flagship agenda. The complex will replace Patrick F. Taylor Hall.
I think if we had a newer facility, like the SEBA is kind of old, if we got something newer, I think more students from out of state would want to come and bring in more talent and eventually just make LSU a better school and university.
One major contribution came from the chairman and CEO of Sterling Properties Incorporated, James and Lillian Morin. They donated $1 million to the campaign in 2007.
The Next Level campaign and more campaigns are at it again for one final time. The 2009 Student Government Spring Runoff election is today. You can vote on pause under Student Services or at one of the polling places around campus. The window to vote ends tonight at 9:59 p.m. The results will be announced tomorrow at 4:30 in Dodson Auditorium. To get a list of voting times and locations around campus, you can go to our website at tigertv.tv.
The severe weather that rocked campus last week damaged several popular buildings on campus. Trees were uprooted, limbs were scattered all over, and cars were shattered by the wind. The damage was said to look similar to Hurricane Gustav's destruction. Assistant Director of Landscape Services Fred Fellner said crews began cleaning up early Thursday, beginning at 2 a.m., and it took nearly 2 days for crews to clean up the mess. Fellner said the decision to keep campus open did not disrupt the cleanup, but many students think LSU should have been shut down because of wet roads and damage done to their own cars or homes.
I have a lab going on for chemistry, and it's not like your normal class. It's pretty mandatory, and it's a lot of participation, and I really just can't be there right now. I really need to be dealing with this and insurance and whatnot.
The practice building for football received the most damage. Parts of the roof were torn off of the structure. Crews are still working to repair the roof.
Well, we're not the only ones dealing with the fury of Mother Nature. People along the Red River in North Dakota and Minnesota are being told to remain on guard. Susan Rosgen tells us how they may have dodged what could have been the worst flooding disaster ever.
Even though the Red River is receding, the storm's high winds could push waves hard against the dikes.
Especially in those outlying areas, as you say, Mayor, where there's not as much protection from the wind.
So the fight goes on. More National Guard troops.
Thank you. Thanks.
And more sandbags. 29-year-old Aaron Johnson hauls them around on the back of his four-wheeler.
One goes down, we all go down.
From the air, the river seems to be winning. Dozens of homes are surrounded, and miles of farmland are swamped. But city leaders in Fargo and Moorhead believe the worst is past, and they are already pushing Washington for millions in federal aid to build permanent levees before next year's floods. And remember Aaron Johnson on the four-wheeler? What you'd never know is that he broke his back 2 years ago, and his legs are paralyzed. But he's been working as hard as anybody else.
Just being alive was quite an amazing feature itself.
Aaron loves this place, and when many neighbors got out, he stayed.
I don't let no one, give me any special help or, I'm pretty much an independent guy.
Sometimes even the force of nature is no match for the force of the human spirit.
More than 100,000 people live in the Fargo-Moorhead area, but fewer than 1,000 have flood insurance. Reporting in the Red River Valley, I'm Susan Rosgen.
According to the Weather Channel, since the 1900s, floods have taken more than 10,000 lives in the United States alone. Still to come on Newsbeat, Alexandra Cranford has the forecast.
And how some grade school teachers are teaching more than just the ABCs.
Plus, how the economy's effect on big businesses may help you out if you're looking to buy a new car. That's next on Newsbeat.